Stoke City manager Tony Pulis has been a man on two missions this year. Not only has he been masterminding the club's Premier League survival, but the 51-year-old has also been training for a gruelling sporting event that's nothing to do with football, the London Marathon. Most people only attempt the 26.2-mile course once, but Tony completed his first marathon 11 years ago in 3 hours, 42 minutes.
It's tough. There's no hiding the fact that it was tough, but I really enjoyed it. It rained the last hour and a half or whatever, which was lovely as well. Just cooled you down. But no, I had a fantastic time. I really enjoyed it. I'm not so sure I'll enjoy it as much this time. I think it'll be more of a slog for me, but I'm really, really determined to try and get round.
Pulis has guided Stoke to 12th in the league, and they're currently 8 points above the relegation zone. The demands of the dugout have remained Pulis' priority, of course, but he's managed to combine his day job with a demanding training schedule. In fact, having the chance to spend time on his own has been a real blessing.
To be out for the time that you have to be out to get the miles in, it's nice to be by yourself. It's nice to be away from what you work in and what your job is and the pressures that surround you. You take a lot of weight on your shoulders as a manager. You try and take the weight off all the players and everybody connected to the football club. So, yeah, it's been nice, and I've dropped a few pounds and it's made me a bit fitter, which has been good for me as well.
Pulis has swapped his tracksuit for his running gear in aid of the Donna Louise Trust, a charity based just a mile from the football club. Since 2002, the hospice has provided end-of-life care for children suffering terminal illness. The environment here helps families to create positive memories during the limited time they have left together. A father of three himself, Pulis is delighted to be involved.
We're very, very fortunate that, God's given us a gift of health and fitness and a gift to be, a professional sportsman. And then you go to these places where the people haven't had, the little young kiddies haven't had that gift. And it really does open your mind up. To be honest, it really does upset me as much as anything else. But they do wonderful things there, and they're smashing people, really, really lovely people.
It costs us £2 million a year to run this hospice service for children with life-threatening conditions, and every penny that we get in donations gets ploughed into that service because we do rely on donations to raise that £2 million. So it's vital that any money that we get goes straight into that service.
Last Saturday, Stoke might have lost 1-0 to Fulham, but the next day the Potters fans were interested in just one result, Tony Pulis' race time. He lined up with a host of other celebrities as they limbered up for the 26.2-mile slog. So, any pre-race nerves?
No, not really. A little bit of apprehension on the basis of, hoping that I'll get through, hoping that none of my parts fall off while I'm running. But I'll enjoy it. I will enjoy it.
And from the world of TV, music and sport, was there anyone Pulis wanted to beat in particular?
Just this fella. He actually got me in to this race with a wild card and gave me the opportunity to raise money for, the hospice, which I'm very, very pleased and proud of him for doing it for me. And we've got a £100 wager, and I want to beat the bugger anyway.
Well, I have to beat him because he's Bristol Rovers, you see. Played for Bristol Rovers, and I'm a Bristol City supporter, and the rivalry goes back many, many years. So I've got to beat him for the sake of the Bob Robbins.
Inspiration comes in all forms, and with this bet firmly stuck in the men's minds, it was time for the start. A long, energy-sapping trek around the English capital lay ahead. In beautiful sunshine, around 35,000 fun runners and elite athletes tackled the route. From the start line in Greenwich to the finish in the Mall, the course passed some of the most iconic London landmarks. Premier League World headed to the meeting area to find Tony and his family. Pulis' official time was 4 hours 32 minutes, and for a man who just endured a marathon, he looked like he'd just been on a brisk walk. Not that he agreed, though.
It was more of a slog this time than the last one, but I enjoyed it. It was a great day. The weather is fantastic for the spectators, not so good for the average runners, but no, great day.
Tony has now said he'd like to run his third marathon when he's 60, but his daughters think he's already done enough to impress.
I'm very, very proud of him, what he's achieved in his career.
Especially at his age as well.
And today, yes.
And what about Pulis' running partner, Jonathan Pearce?
Jonathan's still on the course, they tell me, so I'll be collecting my £100 off him.
So far, Pulis has raised more than £10,000 for the Donna Louise Trust. Tony Pulis, Fundraiser, marathon man and Premier League manager. He's taking it all in his stride. From Dave Beckett and me, Dave Farrer, that's it for this week. Goodbye.